We need to reverse a couple of years from when Alex sort of finished at medical school. It was a bit younger than that. Young Pickard was on the lookout for some R&R after a hectic few weeks of exams. He decided he'd come to join his big brother for a night out, none other than the University of Birmingham Student Union.
It all started on the streets of Selly Oak, Birmingham. Salubrious. An introduction to my brother Will after a sevens tournament and a night out at Fab. Sticky floors, Buffalo, many a Jaeger bomb, and our paths crossed.
Like the 7-year-old on the Red Bull and the 18-year-old at the foot of the Vaucluse, he couldn't be trusted. Dreading another phone call to the JPs saying we had a man down behind enemy lines, we launched a frantic search, having lost Alex at the Student Union.
Mesmerised by your gorgeous figure and infectious smile, I made my move. Taking inspiration from Robert the Bruce and his spider, if at first you don't succeed, try again and try again.
We literally couldn't find him anywhere. There was no signs of him, which was rather unfortunate given he was built like a baby rhino at the time, and thus the inability to spot him was extremely concerning. Having searched long and hard, we'd given up, resigned to the fact that we'd have to make the dreaded phone call and John Pickard's MasterCard would once again be called upon to pay for search and rescue. However, upon leaving, we did notice a bob of blonde, back-brushed hair in the distance, moving at speed, with the baby rhino trotting in tow.
Our first encounter ended after an eagle-eyed Nick Barrett spotted me trying to make my way home with you. Marching up the hill in a brightly coloured polo shirt and Sebagos, my camouflage was far from adequate.
Like any caring big brother, I made chase.
Screams across the road to all available passers-by definitely blew my cover. There was no Selly sausage had that night. Alas.
Annabel, aka the poacher, sensing the danger in the wilds of Birmingham, ducked and dived with her prey and disappeared from sight.
All was not lost. By some miracle, by some absolute miracle, and earlier in the evening, the phone number made it into your contacts somehow. Untroubled by our first encounter and a few dates later, and as they say, the rest is history.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it really is happily ever after. However, the baby rhino's head is now the prized trophy on Annabel's mantelpiece, and his nuts are well and truly in her purse.
Annabel, you are the spring in my step and the apple of my eye. Drop dead gorgeous, fun-loving, a laugh a minute. Your energy for life is contagious. You are kind, selfless, passionate, and patient. From crewing me in an ultramarathon for 14 hours in the rain to consistently bringing me back to life post-nights. You've looked past my endless niche hobbies and my search for the world's perfect AeroPress recipe. I've slowly managed to get over my fear of your tanning mitten, and I've come to accept the fact that I don't know, does everyone here use those tanning mittens? They are absolutely savage. They're like quite scary, I don't know. I've come to the conclusion that you will probably love Otto and your teddy bear, Teddo, as much as you love me, but that's okay. I'm not afraid to say I'd be lost without you. In the words of Ernest Hemingway, I can say every time I put my arms around you, I felt that I was at home. I, Alexander James, take you, Annabel Louise, to be my wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. to love and to cherish, till death do us part. According to God's holy law, in the presence of God, I make this vow.
I, Annabel Louise, take you, Alexander James, to be my husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, to death us do part, according to God's holy law. In the presence of God, I make this vow.
Annabel, I give you this ring. With my body I honour you. All that I am, I give to you. And all that I have, I share with you, within the love of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Alex, I give you this ring, as a sign of our marriage. With my body, I honour you. All that I am, I give to you, and all that I have, I share with you, within the love of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
So, my husband Alex. Sorry, I had to get that in for a second time. I have been waiting 10 years. You are such an inspiration and you strive for the absolute best. Whether academically or physically or your favourite, combining the two and researching your new hobby of the moment. You always encourage and support me to strive for my absolute best, and for this, I'm very grateful. You make time for everyone and are always there for me. Last year has been tough for everyone, but Alex, you've been the best lockdown buddy I could ever have wished for. You always eventually support me with my latest crazy idea. Typically, it's DIY related and takes a lot of persuasion. Often I just crack on with it anyway, and you swoop in at the final moment. Once it's clear it's going to be an absolute success, and declare that we did it. It's happened many times.
Welcome anyway, it's brilliant to have you all here in our garden and the home where Annabel grew up to be the lady she is today. So naturally Janice and I are immensely proud of each of our 3 children, but today is Annabel's day. So it's taken a little while to get to the marriage proposal. We first met Alex a decade ago. But he plays a long game, as he's just telling us. But roll on the years together, and Friday, June the 21st, 2019, we were having a summer solstice party in this garden. And he unusually said, would you like to have lunch that day down at the Swan in Claygate, the local pub? And I thought, this is so obvious, I've been waiting. And he actually asked me on the Tuesday, and I hadn't got the heart to tell Janice, and I said to her on about the Friday morning, I said, I'm having lunch with Alex. She said, what?
As much as we like to poke fun and get a good nibble from the baby rhino, there is a serious side to today. A year like no other, a delay which has changed as often as Neil Ferguson's COVID predictions. We have, however, made it. Freedom Day was declared, and since then I'm all sure we've been looking forward to this day.
Many around this room will know Alex as the kind, responsible and caring young doctor that you occasionally see featured on the hit Channel 4 documentary, 24 Hours in A&E. Glasses on, lean looking in his physique, with his remaining tufts of hair carefully folded over to the side. Most of you, however, will know far better.
My family will never forget the support that you gave us when Daddy was admitted to St George's with COVID last year. No ask or question was ever too much, and you dealt with this on top of working crazy hours in the thick of A&E. This brings me on to being grateful for everyone celebrating with us today. It genuinely feels like a dream that we're able to celebrate in the way that we originally had planned. I think it would also be remiss, and it's already been touched upon, but if we didn't thank everyone here that has worked tirelessly in terms of preparing for those with COVID-19.
"13 years ago, I first met Alex standing outside of a university hall in East London. It's 2008. Alex has just returned from his gap year and ski season and has officially found himself. Big old shoulders, wearing a gilet, rugby top, collar upturned, some lovely blonde highlights in his hair. For those of you around this room that can't quite picture this, imagine someone shaved a gorilla and kicked it through an Abercrombie & Fitch store.
Thank you everyone for your amazing friendship over the years, and in particular my husband, Alex, for 10 years of fun. I'm hugely excited to spend the rest of my life with you.